So with that, Madam Chair, I move that we set aside the first complaint because it was filed prior to the lapse of the one-year bar rule. Madam Chair, I so move.
I object.
I object.
Before we act on the motion and on your objection, Honorable Erice would like to manifest as well.
Yes, Madam Chair. It's kind of tricky because in the Constitution, the initiation is a process when you file it and then the Speaker refer it to the Committee on Justice. That's the Constitution. Kailangan pong ma-refer sa Committee on Justice. Yan po yung initiation. At meron pong ruling ang Supreme Court na February 6. Maliwanag din po yun. Pero may nakikita po akong malaking problema. Sapagkat kung may one-year bar rule at naniniwala tayo na February 6 ang one-year bar ang dapat na sunding petsa, bakit tinanggap yung complaint ng Office of the Secretary General? At bakit ito ni-refer ng Speaker sa Committee on Justice? Ibig po bang sabihin, in the next few days, pwedeng mag-file ng complaint every day for the next 300 days? Tatanggapin pa rin ng Office of the Secretary General at i-refer pa rin ng Speaker sa Committee on Justice at ang Committee on Justice ang magde-decide whether the complaint is within the one-year bar rule. Yan po yung tricky question na dapat siguro nating pag-isipan.
And as our rules very clearly state, no, that consists of determining whether or not there is a verified complaint and whether or not this is duly endorsed by a member of the
What
House.
actually is the point of order of the Honorable Tino? Is it your intention that to actually set aside the discussion of one-year bar rule in
Yes,
relation
Madam
to
Chair.
your complaint?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Chua first and then the Honorable Flores.
Yeah, if I remember it correctly, the Honorable Tino manifested a while ago that he wanted to be clarified with respect to the word initiated. Tama po ba? Yes. Now, let me just clarify it. Let me walk you through the case of Supreme Francisco versus the House of Representatives. Your Honor, Madam Chair, in that case, the Honorable Court states that the impeachment proceeding are initiated upon filing of the complaint and or resolution and its referral to the committee. Therefore, there are two acts that should be followed. First, the filing of the complaint. That's why the filing of the complaint is also necessary because that will determine the one-year bar rule. That is included in the determination of the one-year bar rule. Now, as already manifested a while ago, already expounded or explained by the Honorable Vice Chair Flores, that in the first decision of the Supreme Court, it stated expressly that no impeachment complaint should be filed earlier than February 6. And in the second decision, there is no such express statement from the Supreme Court. There is this so-called statutory construction between two conflicting laws, one express and the other one implied. The express should follow. Now, having said that, Your Honor, I believe that it is mandatory and it is necessary that we should first determine if this is filed within the one-year bar rule. Why? Otherwise, this will all be inutile, useless, if eventually this will again be used in the court to question the legality and constitutionality of this first impeachment complaint. Thank you, Madam
Madam
Chair.
Chair.
Chua, is it
Madam
your
Chair.
intention
Madam
to
Object.
hear the discussion on one-year compliance prior to the determination of sufficiency in form?
Yes, Madam
Would
Chair.
you like to raise a motion to that effect?
Yes, I would like to move that we discuss the one-year bar rule prior to the determination of form and substance. Madam
There is a
Chair.
motion to discuss compliance to one-year prohibition period before we proceed to the determination of sufficiency in substance. Do I hear a second? Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. We shall now open the discussion as to the compliance to one-year prohibition, but in doing so, we will do it one complaint after the other.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a quick manifestation, Madam Chair. Hindi naman po tayo natatakot. We would just like to exercise circumspection. Gusto lamang po natin mag-ingat. Less, ganun na naman po mangyayari. After what happened in the last impeachment complaint, baka mamaya, wala na naman po mangyari dito by sheer technicality. Now, having said that, Madam Chair, when we interpret the decision of the Supreme Court in Francisco, we should interpret it as a whole by including the filing. Hindi naman po sinabi dito na or eh. Ang sinasabi dito, filing and referral. So ibig sabihin po nyon, one, hindi po natin po pwedeng i-consider yung isa nang wala po yung isa. So dapat po yan, pag kino-consider po ninyo, para po yung kambal. Lagi po yung magkasama. Yun lamang po, Madam Chair. Thank you po.
Thank you.
Madam
Next
Chair.
is the Honorable Rodriguez.
you, Madam Chair.
The Honorable Erice will be called after the Honorable Flores. Honorable Flores is number 6. But before we proceed, just for the guidance of everyone, the first impeachment complaint was filed on February 2. That is prior to the February 6 allowable date of filing as expressly pronounced in the decision of the Supreme Court dated July 25, 2025. The issue, therefore, which we are deliberating upon is whether or not the first impeachment complaint is in compliance with the one-year prohibition period. The Honorable Suntay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, I would like to agree with the opinion of my esteemed colleagues, Congressman Chua, and our Vice Chair, Congressman Flores. Initiation and commencement are two distinct things. An impeachment complaint is commenced by the filing of the complaint. Kung wala yung complaint, there is nothing to commence. Under the ruling of Francisco, initiation is a two-step process. First, the filing, and then the referral to the Committee on Justice. The 2025 decision was very clear. No impeachment proceeding may be commenced. Commenced yung ginamit na salita, hindi initiated. So, what is commenced? As I mentioned earlier, the filing of a complaint commences the impeachment proceeding. So, very clear then that no impeachment proceeding may be commenced prior to Feb 6. Meaning to say, yung Feb 2 was clearly filed out of within the one-year bar period. Now, assuming na hindi natin kinukonsider yung 26. Kasi alam mo, yung 25 ruling was very specific. Yung 26 ruling was silent on this matter. So, as we all know, ang controlling dyan is yung specific. If there was a specific date na binigay. Now, assuming na yung initiation yung pinagbabasihan natin, shouldn't the two-step process also be within outside the one-year period? Kasi ang mangyayari, para bang manananggal yan, yung initiation, yung filing ng complaint, pasok sa 1 year, pero yung referral, labas sa 1 year. So, ano yung magiging decision? I agree with Congressman Chua, hindi naman natin dinidiscount na maaaring sufficient in form, pero dapat pag-usapan kasi baka masayang. Baka later on, itatakbo sa Supreme Court, at sasabihin ng Supreme Court, barred yan eh. Then, everything that we're doing here would be for naught. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Suntay. Next is the Honorable Suwan.
Madam Chair, I agree with the position of Congressman Bong Suntay because the Supreme Court in its decision on July 25, 2025 was very clear. It held that no new impeachment complaint against the respondent, if any, may be commenced. The word was commenced no earlier than February 6, 2026. The Supreme Court did not speak casually. It was construing Article 11, Section 3, subsection 5, which provides in unmistakable language, no impeachment proceedings shall be initiated against the same official more than once within a period of 1 year. So, if a complaint was filed on February 2, 2026, 4 days prior to February 6, 2026, then we must confront a fundamental question. Are we within the constitutional window? Because, Madam Chair, if we are not, then this committee risks proceeding without constitutional footing. Madam Chair, it is important to answer this question because the one-year bar was deliberately placed by the framers to prevent impeachment from becoming a weapon of constant political siege. In fact, it exists to protect the stability of governance regardless of who occupies the office. The one-year prohibition, therefore, is a constitutional shield, not a technical obstacle. Madam Chair, this is not about shielding any individual from accountability. It is about ensuring that when accountability is pursued, it is done within the exact bounds of the Constitution.
Thank you, Honorable Suwan. Next is the Honorable Ridon.
Madam Chair, I think we need to
Is
restate.
your position?
No, we have to restate what had been said by the Supreme Court in the resolution itself, in Duterte versus House of Representatives, and I will quote it. Fourth, complaints based on the first mode or Article 11, Section 3(2) is deemed to have been initiated for purposes of the one-year bar under Section 3(5) when A, it is referred to the Committee on Justice, B, it is properly verified and endorsed by a member of the House of Representatives, and it is not put in the order of business or referred to the proper committee within the constitutional periods, and C, it is properly verified and endorsed, or it has been properly referred to the proper committee but has not been acted upon its adjournment sine die. It needs to be stated, Madam Chair, that the first impeachment complaint against the Vice President was filed on 2 February 2026 and was just transmitted to the Office of the Speaker on Feb 5, 2026 without referral to the Committee on Justice yet. The referral to the committee was done on 23 Feb 2026, and as such, the first impeachment complaint against the Vice President should not technically be precluded by the one-year bar, as it was filed only prior to 6 Feb 2026 and not initiated prior thereto. And more importantly, an argument may be made that because of the Supreme Court resolution, the amendment of the definition of the term session days had basically redefined the periods for initiation, Madam Chair. But frankly, the committee will have to contend with the question on what the Supreme Court decision actually stated expressly, which was no impeachment complaints may be referred on Feb 6, 2026. Madam Chair.
Thank you. Next is the Honorable Flores.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, again, i-emphasize ko lang po ito, no? Na sa decision ng Supreme Court noong July of 2025, it mentioned the date 3 times. First, on the adjudicative rulings on page 6. Second, in the summary on page 94 of the decision. And third, in the dispositive portion on page 95 of the decision. So, klaro po na sinabi nila na walang pwede makommense prior to February 6 of 2026, Madam Chair. So, while it may be implied because nga sa resolution is iba din yung computation nila sa session days, pero obvious naman po in rules of statutory construction na what is implied is cannot overturn what is expressed. So, sabi na is what is expressed puts an end to what is implied. Or, a person, object, or thing omitted must have been omitted intentionally. Kasi walang mention po ito sa resolution ng motion for reconsideration, Madam Chair. So with that, Madam Chair, I move that we set aside the first complaint because it was filed prior to the lapse of the 1-year bar rule, Madam Chair. I so move.
I object.
I object.
Before we act on the motion and on your objection, Honorable Erice would like to manifest as well.
Yes, Madam Chair. It's kind of tricky because in the Constitution, the initiation is a process when you file it and then the Speaker refer it to the Committee on Justice. That's the Constitution. Kailangan pong ma-refer sa Committee on Justice. Yan po yung initiation. At meron pong ruling ang Supreme Court na February 6. Maliwanag din po yun. Pero may nakikita po akong malaking problema. Sapagkat kung may 1-year bar rule at naniniwala tayo na February 6 ang 1-year bar ang dapat na sunding petsa, bakit tinanggap yung complaint ng Office of the Secretary General? At bakit ito ni-refer ng Speaker sa Committee on Justice? Ibig po bang sabihin, in the next few days, pwedeng mag-file ng complaint every day for the next 300 days? Tatanggapin pa rin ng Office of the Secretary General at i-refer pa rin ng Speaker sa Committee on Justice at ang Committee on Justice ang magde-decide whether the complaint is within the 1-year bar rule. Yan po yung tricky question na dapat siguro nating pag-isipan.
Let us be reminded that the duty of the Office of the Secretary General to receive the impeachment complaint is ministerial. They cannot actually refuse to accept impeachment complaints which are being filed. And that is why it is incumbent upon us, the Justice Committee, to dispose of the issue of whether or not the impeachment complaints were filed, whether in compliance or in violation of the 1-year prohibition period. The same is true with respect to the duty of the Office of the Speaker to include the same in the order of business within the period of 10 session days from the date of transmittal. And the same is true as well with respect to the plenary in referring the same to the Justice Committee. Honorable Erice.
Meaning, Madam Chair, that anyone can file a complaint every day in the next 300 days. And it will be accepted by the Office of the Secretary General and it will be referred to the Committee on Justice by the Speaker. That will be the rule now.
Yes, Honorable Erice.
Thank you.
And we are in the best position actually to address this issue of whether or not there is a violation or there is a compliance with the 1-year prohibition period. Before I call you Honorable Tino, next in line is the Honorable De Lima. We are reminding the Justice members that there's a pending motion already raised by the Honorable Flores. The same has been seconded. We will just be finishing those who raised their hands for the manifestation. And I believe that Honorable De Lima is the last in this line.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I objected to the motion. This representation objected to the motion, and I'm compelled to also share my thoughts and share my views on this matter, considering that if we are to apply the contention of some of our members here about questioning the timeliness that is still barred within the 1-year bar rule, the filing of the first, and that also included the filing of the second, which was subsequently withdrawn. And as an endorser of the second complaint, I've always taken the position that the filing on February 2 was timely. It's within the constitutional deadlines, and it did not violate the 1-year bar rule. So, since ang pinagtatalunan po natin dito, kailan ba talaga? Is it February 6? Kasi sa una kasi, in the January 26 decision, it says the earlier July 2025 ruling's point of reckoning shifts from February 6. It has to be on February 6. Yun po ang nakasabi explicitly doon sa first or sa main decision. But did the January 28, 26 decision move the 1-year bar? My position is yes, in effect. It may not have been as explicitly stated in the discussion about the 1-year bar rule, but it is clear to me na ganun po ang epekto. Bakit ho? Iniba ho kasi nila yung interpretation ng session days. Whereas before, it was supposed to follow our legislative interpretation, not necessarily calendar days, kundi yung kung kailan talaga yung kailan yung adjournment nung certain session, and then it will be resumed again in another new session day. So it does not necessarily cover or involve a calendar day. But in the February 28, 2026 resolution denying the MR, naiba na po. So dahil nga dun sa iniba nila yung definition ng session days as calendar days when the House is actually in session, the Supreme Court in effect or actually recalibrated the point at which the 1-year clock begins. So under the definition, the earlier July 2025 ruling's point of reckoning shifts from February 6 to January 21. Bakit ho January 21? Kasi ito po yung referral to the committee. The filing was earlier. If I'm not mistaken, was it January 14? No, January 14 is the inclusion in the order of business. But the referral was in January 21. So, by counting session days as calendar days when the House is in session, the 1-year bar rule or the 1-year bar would expire by January 21. Therefore, the earliest that a new impeachment complaint against VP Sara Duterte can be filed with the House is January 21, 2026. Hindi po kasalanan ng mga complainants na they relied on the latest redefinition, reinterpretation by the Supreme Court, which was also made the basis of denying the motion for reconsideration. It would be fundamentally unfair na kung i-apply pa rin natin, ang i-insist pa rin natin is the original date of February 6. It has been moved because it's the Supreme Court itself that recalibrated everything about the definition of session days. Napaaga yung reckoning point. So why fault the complainants by saying that is now violative of the 1-year bar rule when that is not their definition initially. But they had to follow. They followed the court. They complied with the constitutional timeline as interpreted by the court. They acted in good faith, definitely. Walang masama sa pagsunod sa pinakahuling interpretasyon or interpretative ruling o doktrina ng Korte Suprema. So I agree with both the Honorable Representative Rufus Rodriguez and also the Honorable Representative Teddy Ridon that it should not be January 6, but the earlier date, as a result, a necessary consequence of the Supreme Court's redefinition and recalibration of what the session days actually mean. We may not agree. I myself do not agree. But we have to follow that because that is the latest interpretative ruling. As I said, it would be fundamentally unfair for the complainants of the first. Kung nandito pa nga po yung second complaint, kung hindi pa na-withdraw, I will still be taking that position. Maraming salamat po.
Okay,
Chair.
our parliamentary
Madam Chair.
status is there is a motion
Yes.
to set aside the first
First complaint.
impeachment complaint in view of the violation of the one-year prohibition period. And we have expressed our positions on the matter.
Madam Chair,
Meantime, we will be suspending for 2 minutes. The meeting is resumed. Our parliamentary status. There is a motion to set aside the first impeachment complaint, that is Castro et al. Impeachment complaint, in view or on the ground of violation of the one-year prohibition period. The same has been seconded and the same has been objected to as well. Before we vote on the motion, we will hear additional manifestation from the Honorable Tino.
thank you, Madam Chair. Of course, bilang endorser, I vehemently object to the motion to set aside the complaint that we endorsed on the issue of allegedly that the complaint was filed in violation of the one-year bar rule. Madam Chair, sa motion ni kagalang-galang na Keith Flores, ay binanggit po niya, tama, no, sinite niya at nakatungtong ang kanyang objection sa naunang ruling ng Supreme Court in Duterte versus House of Representatives. At sabi niya, 3 beses nga daw binanggit sa decision na yon yung February 6, 2026 deadline, no, for the one-year bar. No, let me cite just the third and last instance. Let me quote the third and last instance where the decision mentioned that date. Sabi rito, new impeachment complaints against the respondent, if any, may only be commenced no earlier than February 6, 2026. Let me emphasize the word used by the Supreme Court. May only be commenced, no? So ang punto po natin dito ay gumagamit ng bagong lengguwahe ang Supreme Court. No, the one-year bar rule, as we established earlier in the Constitution, speaks about initiation of impeachment proceedings. Yun po ang pinagbabawal. Ngayon naman, may bagong formulasyon ng Korte Suprema, sinasabi niya, new impeachment new complaint may only be commenced. No, so bagong, in effect, this is a new rule, no, na with respect to when an impeachment complaint may be filed in a timely manner. Meron na pong konsepto ng commencement. Sa rules po ng House, no, wala pong anumang pagbanggit sa issue ng commencement. No? Kaya po, tingin natin, hindi po nag-a-apply ang ruling na ito sa proceedings ng House on impeachment. Ang gusto ko lang pong ipanawagan sa komite at sa buong House, no, ay malinaw na separate and co-equal branch of government ang Kongreso at in particular sa House of Representatives nakakargo ang impeachment bilang pinakamataas na proseso ng pagpapanagot sa mga pinakamataas na opisyal. No? Kanina, sinabi po ni Representative Chua, abay, mag-ingat na lang tayo. Baka mamaya, kapag inalaw natin ang first complaint, ay dali na naman ito sa Korte Suprema at baka mabasura pa. No? Ang hamon ko po at panawagan sa committee at sa buong House ay wag po tayong matakot sa sarili nating anino. Panghawakan po natin ang sariling rules ng House on impeachment. Tayo po ang institusyong ito, no, ang House of Representatives ang gumagawa ng sariling rules on impeachment at ang tanging may kakayahang magpatupad ng rules na ito. No? Sa rules natin, walang usapin ng commencement, kahit pa sabihin yan ng Supreme Court. No? Bakit importante po ito? Hindi lang po ito teknikalidad. No? Dahil kung hindi ito gagawin ng House, kung hindi panghahawakan, if we do not take ownership of our own rules and impeachment, then at every step, kahit sinong gustong hadlangan ang pagpapanagot sa ikalawang pinakamataas na opisyal o sino mang impeachable official, at any point pwede pong tumakbo sa Supreme Court para questionin ang rules natin. No, katulad na nga nung nangyari sa nakaraan. So therefore, no, ang punto natin, kailangang panghawakan ng House ang sarili niyang rules on impeachment. Dahil sa tanging sa pamamagitan niyan, maaaring magtuloy-tuloy ang impeachment at mapanagot ang mga pinakamataas na opisyal nang walang takot na ibabasura ito because of some new rule that the Supreme Court may come up with, Mr. Speaker, Madam Chair. No, kaya po, muli, I vehemently object to the motion and urge the House to take ownership of its own rules on impeachment and to really fulfill its constitutional duty of impeachment. Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair.
Again, for the guidance of the justice members, we are deliberating on the compliance or violation of the first impeachment complaint with regards to the one-year bar rule. We wish to reiterate that the first impeachment complaint was filed on February 2, 2026, and we are in between two decisions of the Supreme Court, the July 25, 2025 decision, which expressly provides for February 6 as to when there can be the filing of the second impeachment complaint, vis-a-vis the resolution of the Supreme Court on our motion for reconsideration that is dated January 28, 2026, which by implication provides that the 10-year period lapsed last January 14 of 2026. So in view of these two decisions, the original decision and the recent resolution, we have disparity with respect to our positions on whether or not the first impeachment complaint indeed comply or violated the one-year prohibition period. And with that, I hope the justice members are properly guided with all the meaningful discussions that we have heard from our esteemed members of the Justice Committee. Soon we will be voting, but before we proceed to that, will the third endorser wish to say something about the compliance to one-year prohibition?
Yes, Madam Chair. Ang
Yes, you may proceed,
representasyon
Honorable
na-
Ilago.
Yes, ang representasyon na ito ay isa rin sa mariin na tumututol sa motion na iset aside ang verified impeachment complaint na ating na-endorso. Matagal nang naghintay ang mga complainants. Marami ho dito ay kabilang din sa mga nag-file ng impeachment complaint batay sa betrayal of public trust noon pang nakaraang taon. Sila ho ay matagal na naghintay at matagal din na nagtitiis doon sa mga opisyal na pilit na tumatakas sa pananagutan. Dahil ho sa kanilang paninindigan, sila rin ay masusi na nag-aral noong naunang desisyon ng Korte Suprema hanggang doon sa motion for reconsideration, hanggang doon sa pinakahuling desisyon na nag-move nitong one-year bar rule. No kaya ho, isang malaking inhustisya ang hindi paninindigan ng House of Representatives sa sarili niyang mga rules, sa sarili nitong mga proseso pagdating sa paghahandle ng ganitong tipo ng napakahalagang mga proseso para sa transparency, para sa accountability at pagtitiyak na ang bawat piso ng pondo ng ating bayan ay nagagastos talaga para sa kapakinabangan, para sa pangangailangan ng tao. Kaya, Madam Chair, isa rin ho tayo sa mga nakikiusap, nananawagan, na huwag tayong mangamba, bagkos tayo ay manindigan at panghawakan natin ang ating sariling House rules pagdating sa pag-handle ng mga impeachment proceedings at makita natin at marinig masama ang lahat ng mga complaints sa didinggin ng komite na ito. Maraming salamat.
Madam
We've
Chair,
heard already the three endorsers of the first impeachment complaint.
just a quick manifestation.
Honorable Chua, I hope you will be the last because we will be proceeding to vote. Honorable Nasal, would you like to say something also?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, so Honorable Chua and then Honorable Nasal and then Honorable Digamo and then we will vote already.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, hindi po tayo natatakot dito sa committee ito. Because the reason why we are trying to be careful with the interpretation of the Supreme Court decisions is because this is an issue of jurisdiction. Jurisdictional issue po to, which is very important. So, yun lang po. But of course, I hope the endorsers understand na we are not against them. Ito lamang pong pinag-uusapan because as already stated, lahat naman po during the past impeachment, the House did its homework. And in fact, we followed what is under the rules of the House. But the House is not the problem. It is the other department. No, the interpretation of the other department. And in fact, it was used when the impeachment complaint was forwarded to the Senate. It was used. The issue was used. So, yun lang po. Hindi lang, kaya that's why we are trying to be careful. Thank you po.
I hope that the endorsers are listening to Kong Joel. He's saying that all of you are his friends. And he's not against you. He was just traumatized by what happened to the first impeachment process. That's what he's saying. Okay, so moving forward, we would like to recognize the Honorable Nasal.
Madam Chair, kaya po kanina, yung for my earlier manifestation, kaya
Yeah,
po
I
sinasabi
remember
ko
it's
na-
about the 1 year.
Yeah, na sana po ma-resolve na nga. Even before magkaroon po ng question on
Our perceived inconsistency of the original decision vis-a-vis the resolution is not for us to resolve really, but it is for the branch of the government which issued the same. The least we can do at this point in time is to be very cautious as we conduct this impeachment proceeding.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
The Honorable Degamo,
Madam Chair, after.
Madam Chair,
you've said a lot already, Honorable Ko. After Honorable Degamo, we shall proceed to vote.
that is correct po. I agree with the explanation of our fellow members of Congress. But there's also one reason I would like to add why I believe that we have to proceed with tackling the other issues or other complaints. It is because of the discrepancy too of the signature in the affidavit of the first complaint. If you are to look at the signature there, the one in the, how do you call this, affidavit is different from the passport that is being presented as an ID, no? Or a, so parang the more that I am resolved to vote against taking into consideration the first complaint.
The manifestation of
Madam.
the Honorable Digamo is noted. Now we shall proceed to vote. Again, our parliamentary status, there is a pending motion to declare, to set aside the first impeachment complaint. That is Castro et al. Impeachment complaint on the ground of violation of 1-year prohibition period. The same has been seconded, the same has been objected to as well, and we shall now proceed to divide the House. Those who are in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. You may now put down your hands. Those who are not in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. You may put down your hands. Last, those who abstain, please raise your right hand. Secretariat, the result of the voting, please. with 22 votes in the affirmative and 10 votes in the negative, with 0 abstention. The chair set aside the first impeachment complaint, the Castro et al. Impeachment complaint, on the ground of violation of 1-year prohibition period. So ruled.
Chair,